Welcome, everybody, to episode 8 of The Exit Row. I'm your host, Adama, here with Justin.
Hey, how we doing?
Paige.
Hey, guys.
And I'm doing all right. Thanks for asking.
Real quick, you said episode 8, right?
Yeah.
As in Ocho.
As in the Ocho.
Right. That's so crazy.
Episode
it's hard
Ocho.
to believe.
Episode Ocho. Who would have thought?
Right.
Not me.
Time
Not
is a thief, man.
Yeah, well, episode 8 would have been earlier. However, somebody got sick.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Good job, by the way, Paige.
However, not sorry because it's not my fault. So.
Is it?
Yeah,
I don't know anyone else to blame. I don't know anybody else to blame.
Whoever got me sick.
Whoever got you sick?
Yeah.
Oh,
interesting.
Oh, whoever got you sick.
I'm going to move off this
my God.
real quick. Anyway.
Yeah, I was close to death, but I'm better now.
So maybe you should be hanging out with people.
Oh. You guys are beyond ridiculous.
Hey,
you're the one providing the content here.
boom. All right, so we are again at the new recording studio, which is my new home. Yay. It is
this
still
new
coming
table.
along.
Shout out to
Yes.
the Purple House. Awesome.
Got a
I don't even need to know the
It's a-
address. Just give me the street and I can find your house.
Unofficial name, yes.
Red Brick Road, Purple House.
Yeah.
And we've got Aileron here,
We do.
and we got Baguette.
Baguette. Aileron and Baguette, my little traveling partners.
They're
have
both
joined us
mic'd
for
up,
this
but they're not
podcast.
going to say anything. Just so you know, they are mic'd up, but can't
Yep.
hear them.
Yeah.
With
We had to
an
mute Baguette. Baguette kind of tends to get a little weird. It's a Frenchman,
Yeah.
so
It's-
They're
little
a little
French.
crazy, you know. They're young. They're in their college party days. They're a little bit, you know, they're a little crazy.
somehow Baguette has his little Air France.
A little
Coffee
spoon. Yeah.
We're also sporting the Union Omaha as they go in for their 10th win for
10th win in a
USL.
row, right?
Yep. They have a record right now, so got to rep the boys, the soccer team here in
Hashtag
Omaha,
sports.
Nebraska. Got to love
Heck
sports.
yeah.
And also the NAOC 50th anniversary patch. It's pretty dope.
Which we got at the
that
Lincoln
is
Air
a
Show.
crazy cool patch, actually.
Right?
You have to post that on social media so people know what we're talking about.
It's dope. So
I mean, my patch game isn't very strong, but I feel like this is pretty legit.
Oh, yeah.
it's, well, I mean, I was military. I can't say I'm military anymore.
Yeah, that's right. Stop saying that.
Yeah. And, still trying to learn. Right?
This is what you flew on, though.
Yeah.
So,
It's beautiful. And yeah, it's here with us. So recently, wow, that was really weird. Recently, we had some interesting news come about aircraft going missing.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. And
Specifically an F-35, I
Yeah.
believe.
yeah, not naming any names of planes, but yeah.
it's very
Say F-35,
interesting.
right?
Yeah, it's called an F-35.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong about that.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, Paige
You
said it
not
didn't make
naming
sense.
names. Made it sound like it's an open investigation, like we can't talk about it. But we are.
Yeah.
F-35 went missing without its pilot.
Without its pilot. This is like the
Just
second
flew and
time this
flew
has
and flew.
happened, I think.
It provided a lot of great content on social media, I will say. Now that it's
That's
now
true.
that it's past tense and it's, you know, luckily a laughing matter. It could have been obviously a lot worse given what
Yes,
happened.
exactly.
But some of the comments, you know, on the Xverse, Twitterverse, whatever you want to call it nowadays, some great stuff. You know,
Yeah,
like
some of
find my
the memes
F-35.
that came out of it, yeah.
You know, the whole find my iPhone, find my
Oh,
F-35. That might be one of the best things I've seen on it.
That's true.
Like, why didn't you slap an air tag on the F-35? Come on.
Come on.
Exactly. Should be a standard nowadays.
Yeah, interesting. F-35 goes missing without its pilot, and then nobody can find it. You know, on the Xverse, Twitterverse, they X'd, whatever you call it. I don't know what you
They
call
sent
it
a tweet on X. That's what we'll say.
Yes.
The local military base, joint base, Charleston, said, "Hey, if you can find our aircraft, please contact the Base Defense Operations Center, like the BDOC."
I mean, it's hard not to laugh at something like that. And it was a very official statement. It was a very official statement.
Very military. Like, I've worked multiple aircraft crashes in my career. And so, yes, that is very, like, please contact the BDOC or Public Affairs if you've found our aircraft.
Yeah, like some of the great things, like I said on social media, like missing signs, you know, like on the milk carton kind of thing, and they got an F-35.
Right.
So,
If you've seen this F-35, please contact 1-800 whatever. You know?
So, yeah, it went into, it was an autopilot. And interesting.
That's what I mentioned to you earlier. So think of this. So the pilot ejected, correct?
Yeah.
He went and did his thing apparently, and then the plane went ahead and did its, it wasn't done with its mission, I guess. But anyway, but think about it. So this plane was reportedly flying for several hours after the pilot had ejected.
Right.
So, and there's numerous witnesses saying they've either seen it. I'm sure there's a lot more people out there that saw the plane and didn't. How many people out? Let me rephrase this. It's blowing my mind as I'm even saying it. Like, how many people on the ground were watching that plane or seen it and had no idea that was an unmanned aircraft?
Right.
Well, just let that one settle in for a second. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so crazy, right?
Yeah.
But imagine that, and like reading in the paper a day later, being like, "Oh, we just saw an F-35."
Wait a minute.
Like I just picture like a dad and his little son being like, "Oh, look, son, a fighter jet. Isn't that really cool?" Having no idea that no one is in control of that plane.
And that plane is about to crash.
Well,
yeah.
And so it wasn't on Flight Radar 24, so nobody could see the data of it. But if you think about it, a pilot, when they eject from an aircraft, they eject pretty close to the ground, right?
Right.
So
if possible, yeah.
Yeah. So this F-35 is probably close to the ground for quite a while, flying. And that's a little weird. This aircraft is flying by, but the military is just doing something weird, right? So yeah, to think about how it could have not crashed where it did because it was found.
Exactly.
It was found in a
forest. It would crash into a building or something where it's heavily occupied.
Right.
It's scary to think about.
Yeah, luckily it's kind of like I said, a laughing matter now, but this could have been this could have ended the F-35 program. I mean, it probably is, but you know what I mean. This could have ended things a lot quicker too.
Right.
Yeah.
This could have been a lot more tragic.
Not only unmanned, uncontrolled, just literally a UFO. I guess, could we designate it as a UFO?
Oh,
so
maybe.
they do exist.
That's what I'm hearing. I mean, you heard about those aliens in Mexico, right?
Oh,
yeah.
the ET looking thing?
Anyway, moving on. The aviation podcast.
Yeah, there's no way.
It could have ended up really badly, crashed into a huge building. 9/11 was recently, so that could have been something like that could have really affected people.
Right.
Had it crashed, it was Charleston, South Carolina, so some of the local cities nearby, given the distance, could have been Atlanta, could have been Raleigh, Durham, so.
By the way, shout out Charleston. Awesome city. I love Charleston.
Yeah.
Shout out to my brother Adam. He got married in Charleston.
Just don't be there during the summer. I did.
Yeah, try to avoid the flying F-35s.
Yeah. Charleston, I've been there. Yeah.
I've not been there.
It's a beautiful town.
I did 2 summers
City,
there.
village, I'm not sure what you call it.
Yeah. F-35. So, yeah, we'll see how this all ends up. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, I'm interested to see the outcome.
There's not going to be one in the air for a while.
Especially, like, autopilot. Is there going to be a possibility that they think, okay, it deviates to a different point? I don't know. I'm not a scientist or anything like that, but we'll see what comes out of this. So, thankfully, nobody died. Fortunately, there was a death recently with another ejection of an aircraft or of a pilot in Italy, out there in Torino. The equivalent of the Air Force Thunderbirds, they're Freccia Tricolore, which means 3 colors. Unfortunately, the pilot couldn't figure something was wrong with the aircraft, ejected right outside the airport there in Torino, or inside the airport, and unfortunately the aircraft crashed into into a car with a 5-year-old and died and made big news. So
it's so sad.
That's unfortunate. But so Italian news. Let's get back to some happier news.
Yes.
Yeah, please.
So finally, Imua One came to Omaha.
Yes.
And that was a spectacle because
Yes.
the first time it came, it was
Dark.
dark.
I think the first couple times. I can't remember if it's come 1 or 2 times.
It even came back that next day. I don't know if you followed up on the schedule.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah. Yep.
So Imua One came in, and
Paige got dressed up for the occasion.
Paige did.
I sure did. I was ready. I was prepared. I had my Imua One koozie, which I'm using currently with my drink. I had my Southwest special livery tank top on.
Wow.
Yes, it could have not come together any more perfect. And
Your outfit or the plane? I'm
all
sorry.
of it.
Gotcha.
All of it.
You
Because-
swad so hard.
Yes. Yeah, because then I got a picture of myself holding my drink with my Imua One koozie with Imua One in the background.
OMG.
Posted
so
it on
cute.
my Instagram and on my story, and yeah, it couldn't have been any more perfect. So
Yeah. So
We're happy for you. We're happy for you.
you got a Mule One. We also had Omar there,
we did.
and we had
Justin.
not you though.
This
Huh?
Justin.
What's up? Hey.
The airport Justin.
Yes, the airport Justin, part of the social media team over there. Mm-hmm. He brought his son out there.
Yep.
And he had a nice camera.
He did. Yeah.
Yeah. So he was actually up there in the garage with us.
Yep.
And got a picture of it.
Nice, nice.
So
I just
and
learned.
Go ahead.
I just learned about Imua One. Is it Imua? Am I saying that right? It's Imua, right?
I think so.
Sure.
Imua-
We'll go with the
Imua,
big guy.
I
The big
don't
guy.
really know. I've heard it
supposedly
be
like
said
the
a couple
blue on the front, so the nose portion is like supposedly, if you really look closely, it's kind of like Ita, where it's kind of like if you get closer on, it's kind of like a design. I don't know if you've seen that before. It's supposed to like resemble a starry night sky in Hawaii, is what I was reading. So if you look at it from the nose. If you look at it from the nose, it's got a different kind of
Like
it's
facing it, like
sparkly. It's
head on, or
sparkly.
just
if you're up close
yeah.
on it.
Oh yeah, if you're up close, yeah. I've seen the videos.
Supposedly it's supposed to like resemble a Hawaiian starry night sky.
Yeah, I've seen some Southwest pilots who have flown that plane, and they will, when they're doing their walkarounds, will take a video up close, and I
That's
saw
pretty cool.
those
I
sparkles.
didn't notice it. I didn't notice the paint scheme that closely until I had seen a video probably similar to what you're speaking of.
Yeah, you can't see it from that far away when
It's
you're
kind of like the
spotting
Ita.
it.
If it hits the light just right, you can.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's a good looking plane. I was not there on Saturday with you guys, but it's a good looking plane for sure.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you were enjoying some baseball, right?
Baseball, man. Love it.
There you go.
Love baseball.
Yep.
Go Braves.
Amen.
Yeah.
And
I'll
yeah,
be
so
flying a Max 8 to Dallas in a couple weeks, so crossing fingers for an Imua One flight.
I mean, if we all saw the video of you,
Oh, you don't know about that? We're gonna have to show you.
yeah,
And everyone listening right now that doesn't know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
we're gonna have to put that into the
Yes, we are.
show notes. Yeah, so Mule One also then came back the next day, so it was
Came under the cover of darkness as it usually does.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't even know until we got the jet tip notification.
That's usually how
Like-
it works.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I'll usually look ahead, but I didn't see it on the schedule that far ahead. So
And it had come from Hawaii earlier in the day, so yeah,
yeah.
it made its rounds, and finally glad to knock that one out.
Yep.
Yeah. So let's talk about another. We're talking about liveries and aircraft. Let's talk about American Airlines. Recently, what is it? PSA and what was the other aircraft? I can't remember. The paint livery.
Piedmont.
No,
Right?
was it?
Yes. The blue one.
The PSA and the Piedmont, I believe. Anyway, continue.
Yeah. So somebody took a picture of those two right next to each other as they have been repainted. They used to be
Yeah.
on the
Yes,
A319.
Yep. American posted that picture.
Used to
so-
unfortunately be on a couple A319s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it
They
went to
were
the
cute.
A321.
They were cute.
I will say, looks like those planes hit puberty. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
They
That's accurate, though.
grew up.
I will say they do look a little awkward on the A321. Like I said, it looks
It's a
like they hit
change,
puberty.
yeah.
I think they would look perfect on the A320. But
Yeah.
the A321, maybe it's just because I'm not used to it or something. And also they put them on older variants of the A321. I don't know if you noticed that, but it's weird that
Were they only like 5 or 6 years old? I thought.
they're 8+ because they're ones without the winglets, and all those ones without the winglets are like 8-10 years old. I just think it's funny
Oh.
that they don't put it on new aircraft because that's
Right.
one's clearly not
You
going to
would
be around for
think.
the long haul. Anyway, I just find little things like that interesting.
Yeah, and I feel kind of honored now. I have I have a model of the PSA Retrojet on an A319. So
I've flown on the PSA, the A319 when it was the original, but yeah.
yeah,
But it's good to hear Americans going through on their word by putting the liveries back onto planes.
Yes, because everybody was really ticked off when they started removing them all.
Oh yeah, the Av geeks were up in arms. They
Yeah.
really were.
oh yeah, it was a revolt.
And
Whether you're for American Airlines or not, whether you're with them or not, everyone likes that smiley PSA.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody.
Exactly.
oh yeah,
You don't even have to be an Av geek. You see that plane and you're just like, yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it just brings a little light to your day, you know.
A lot of people could use a little light in their day.
Exactly.
yeah.
But you're not into them, Adam. Is that
No,
correct? You don't like
I'm
them?
not.
Is it just because of the variant they're on, or you don't like the liveries?
Yeah.
Oh no, I love the liveries. I just
not the right variant of aircraft to put it on.
Yeah.
right, and I'm just like, keep it on the A319 or move it up to the A320. But the 321, again, it's a grown up aircraft.
It
Like you
is.
said.
It takes some getting used to.
I'm telling you, if you put the pictures side by side of the A319 and the A321, like you mentioned earlier, it's like these kids came back from summer and they're going in, they're checking their class list, and you're like, wow, you hit puberty pretty hard.
It's just, it's
we all grow up at different times.
something we're gonna have to get
But
used
hey,
to.
at the end of the day,
Yep.
glad they're back. Glad they stayed on their word. Because for a while I wasn't too sure if they were actually going to bring those back. I think it wasn't really confirmed. A lot of rumors out there, but no one really knew for sure until we finally saw them, which is cool. Because if you happen to be in DFW, they flew back to back. They came in from, I think it was like Tulsa, I believe they were getting painted somewhere. I might be wrong, but they came in back to back, so that was pretty cool. Following some fellow DFW spotters, like I'm sure you guys do.
Yeah.
I love stuff like that. Just stupid little trivia like that.
Exactly.
I love it.
Yeah. Adds a little spice to it all.
All right. Next, let's talk about Redway, or
I mean, if
also
we have
known
to.
as the O-Way. They
Dead
owe
way.
a lot of
Dead
people.
way.
The dead way.
Yeah.
We're still
Yeah.
talking about Redway.
They're in a little bit of a pickle.
They just won't die. They literally won't.
No.
Like, they already did, but there's still, repercussions. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Episode 8, I think we talked about Redway now, like episode 3, 4, 5, 6,
A few
all of them,
episodes.
except 1 and 2. And, they were in the news last night, local news here in Nebraska. They still owe people money.
Shockingly, that money that was funneling through money is owing people money. Crazy, right?
Right. Yeah.
600
Not
people currently are still waiting to receive their money back. So think about this. The price of the tickets were maybe $100.
The lowest tier.
The
that
lowest
is.
tier.
The lowest tier, that is,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, so the highest tier was what? 300 maybe?
They're anywhere
I think
between
someone-
upwards of 500s,
yeah.
depending on the flight and the day.
So, yeah, if we go with 500, so they only, if you go with like under 100, because a lot of the tickets were under 100, that were the basic ones,
Yeah.
they owe anywhere from under 6,000 to 6 times 5, 35,000. Yeah.
And that's just the money we
30.
know about that they owe. Again, the audit's happening, and there's
Right.
probably still money they owe elsewhere also.
Yeah,
let's
in
be
other
honest about
areas
this.
of
This is the least-
business,
Those people
yeah.
are not going to be seeing that money. But I think that it's kind of funny to think about. They owe 600 people money, meaning that they still had people booking flights. I mean, like from what we heard, these flights were not full, but yet
Right.
there's still 600 people that had scheduled flights with Redway.
Yep.
And I think that's kind of interesting. So
Yeah.
Funny that the Lincoln Airport yesterday tweeted or posted on Instagram that, hey, we have another final open house on the 27th to tell you about the future of the airport.
the future that doesn't include another airline.
Right.
Redway, Deadway.
Poor Lincoln Airport. I mean, it's just sometimes it's just not meant to be. Sometimes,
Right.
Yeah.
It's sad because the renovation they did, it's such a beautiful airport, but it's
Oh, it's
just,
perfect. It's great.
Oh yeah, but it's just not getting there.
I mean, it
it's
serves
tough.
its purpose. It is what it is. Just sometimes things are just a little harder to achieve than others.
Yeah.
Lincoln Airport is perfect for what it is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Very large for an airport that doesn't have much.
Yeah.
For literally just United Express at the moment. Yeah.
Yep. All right. We will be back.
All right. We are back with the exit row. So let's see. We're going to take a little musical interlude here. We're going to change it up a little bit. Exit row is going musical. The exit row musical. Let's call it that. So anyway, Paige, we had a poll.
We did.
Put out to the followers of our social media, which is at the exit row pod. And that poll was what?
That poll is, what is your favorite song that has to do with aviation? And we had a lot of great feedback on this one. The most popular, I would have to say, is Danger Zone. Jet Set Shirts was one of those who mentioned. Top Gun Up and Opening leading into Danger Zone. Also the Iron Eagle soundtrack in general. A-List Flyer Chris says, Easy, Gary Allen, Watching Airplanes, end of discussion. Mic drop,
Yes.
Which you did mention that.
Yeah, I do
Yep.
agree, Chris.
Yeah. And we had there was a mind-blowing amount of submissions for this one. There was a lot of good ones.
Mind-blowing. Nice.
Yes. And so one of my favorites has to be Airplanes by Busty and the Bass. I don't know about you guys, but
Busty.
heck yeah. That's one of my favorites. And then
So if you had to pick
Learn
one,
to Fly
you
by
could-
the Foo Fighters is another
Oh
one.
yeah! Shout out to the music video too.
Yes. Absolutely.
Adama, what's give us an aviation-based song that you love.
All right. So my favorite, and I've seen it perform live actually, Panama
Ooh.
City Beach, on the beach.
Nice flex.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. And it was on Sirius XM that night. It was a live broadcast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let me
Wow.
really flexing there. Yeah.
Get to the point.
All right. Dierks Bentley, Drunk on a Plane.
So you saw that on a beach.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
AF, as the kids say, as the page says. Cool AF. Right?
I do say that.
That is actually pretty cool. Sing any concert on the beach. Heck.
Yeah, right.
I mean, if I'm going to flex, I'm also going to do CMT special with Kenny Chesney for Bama. Anyways.
Flex away, man.
Okay.
Do it. Flex away.
Okay.
We're all here for it. Let's see. So, I mean, Paige, you mentioned Foo Fighters Learn to Fly. I mean, I'd be okay if I had to hear that song for the rest of my life,
Right?
you know, kind of thing.
That's a good one.
It's Foo Fighters. Come on.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Let's see. So I had two. So one, shout out to all the indie people out there. So Neutral Milk Hotel, In the Aeroplane Over the Sea.
Wait,
And then,
what was that?
so the band name is Neutral Milk Hotel.
Okay.
One of the greatest
Interesting.
indie names of all time. And the song is In the Aeroplane Over the Sea. And then I also got to go Black Keys, Aeroplane Blues.
Ooh.
Look it up if you don't know.
Black Keys.
You can
I
thank
know
me
the
later.
Black Keys. I don't know that specific song.
That was back when the Black Keys were good and not sellouts.
Oh, gotcha.
Ooh. Da, da, da.
I said what I said.
A lot of bands go
Oof.
that way. Paige,
Yeah.
what's yours?
What's mine?
Yeah,
My-
you said the
Yeah.
the Bubba
Learn
thing?
to Fly by the Foo Fighters and then Airplanes by Busty and the Bass.
Nice.
Circled back.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, so this all stemmed from me looking at ChatGPT earlier and just trying to figure out some of the best aviation songs that were out there. And it literally gave me 25 songs. Airplanes by B.O.B. featuring Haley Williams.
This is
I remember-
probably like the top one.
Yeah, a lot of people listen to that
Yeah.
one. Paramore, great in concert.
Oh, absolutely. Love Paramore.
Take My Breath Away by Berlin. I'm like, I guess,
Yeah.
some of these songs
it's
you
an
can
aviation
flex.
song, sure.
I mean, you got Leaving on a Jet Plane by
You know what's
John
crazy is
Denver.
like
Yeah.
just like you said, you brought it up. There's just so many. I didn't realize it until like I kind of looked into it myself. There's just so many songs that are either aviation based or have the word plane in it. Something like that.
Exactly.
I didn't
Yeah.
really think there's that many at first, but then when you really look into it, like you said,
Yeah. Frank Sinatra.
Come Fly With Me,
Come
dude.
fly
Absolutely.
with me. Yeah.
Can't go
Oh,
wrong with
yeah.
that.
I'm not going to sing. That's it.
We're trying to gain listeners, not lose them.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, karaoke. That's a
Right.
great one. Aeroplane by Red Hot Chili Peppers. And
Oh,
we're going up to
yeah.
that.
There we go. I know that one.
R. Kelly.
Oh,
I
Moving
believe
on.
I can fly.
Moving on.
We are not.
yikes.
Nelly, Air Force Ones.
Oh,
Obvi.
Even though that's about the shoe, but
Well, yeah, a lot of these songs like are aviation based, but they literally have nothing to do with planes.
right. Helicopter by Block Party. So remember, we're an aviation podcast. We don't
Yeah.
talk about the floppy boys.
the Thwoppy Boys.
floppy
We're talking about the Thwoppy Boys,
Hey, if
too.
it flies, we'll talk about it.
That's right.
Exactly.
Let's see. Learning to Fly by Pink Floyd.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, there's just plenty of songs
we
that
could
are
go
out
on
there.
and on. Yes.
Yep.
That, we could Highway to Hell. Sure. All right. So, yeah, aviation-based songs. It's wonderful. And, yeah. Let's talk about Justin. Earlier, I brought
Sure.
up.
This concludes the musical interlude, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
We're done.
Okay, now we can officially move on. All right.
Okay. So, earlier this week, I saw an article about 5-star, 4-star, 3-star, 2-star airlines. And doing my research on it, the 5-star airlines make typical sense. I don't remember what the company or the website is.
So you are referring to Skytrax.
There you go, Skytrax.
There we go. Yep.
Basically, all the airlines that have A380 almost are all on there. We got Singapore Airlines. They're a 5-star hotel or
Qatar.
airplane.
I mean, you could argue that plane is a hotel. I mean, I'm sure first class, you don't know the difference.
Right. What was some of the other ones?
Qatar is another 5-star.
The Big Q.
Yep.
The Big Q. It's a good question. I am referring back to our previous conversation here. Not prepared. I do apologize. Musical interlude, right? So the world's 5-star airlines, there's only a handful of them. Now, this is according to Skytrax, of course, but let's go ahead and name them real quick. We got ANA, Asiana, Cathay, EVA. I think it's Garuda Indonesia, so that's the hit and miss one. Hainan, Japan Airlines, Korean, Big Q, and Singapore. So those are what they consider to be 5-star airlines of the world. Now, if you notice, none of the big 3 are in there, or the big 4, meaning the domestic ones here in the U.S.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then we get to the 4 stars. Now, doing my research, let's go ahead and talk about where do you think, you already know, but where would you have thought that Delta would have been on that list?
4, probably.
I would have assumed a 3 or a 4, and the people that fly Delta would think it'd be a 5.
Yes.
Yeah, well, unlike recently with the new
that's
status
a whole
update, we'll
new
talk about
topic,
that later.
yeah.
Jeez.
Ooh.
Yeah, I am a Delta guy, so I would have thought a 4-star. Mm-hmm. I think that they're the premier of the top 3 airlines.
Yeah.
But no, they're 3 stars. All right, so United.
Mm-hmm.
Where are they rated?
I believe 3, right?
I think so. Yep, 3 stars.
Okay. American.
3, I believe.
3.
All 3 of the big top 3 are there at 3.
There is a 4-star one that Paige is a huge fan of.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Here we go, guys.
The 4-star on this one.
Again, can't believe everything you see online, but I'll just preface that.
But, yeah.
How much did they pay? How much did they pay?
Is it Skytrax presented by Southwest? I don't really understand the website.
Did Southwest write this article?
This is the Angie. You pay for it.
You're right.
It just really doesn't even make sense going down the 4-star airlines. You got Saudi Arabian Airlines, like going down the, in alphabetical order here. Saudi Arabian, South African, Southwest. Sure. It's almost like a typo. It's almost like they forgot a word, like Southwest Indonesian Airlines. And then you've got Swiss and Thai Airways. It just one of these is not like the other.
Right.
But hey, good on them. I mean, like I said, one of these is not like the other. It just doesn't make sense. But hey, good on you.
Right.
As the website states, for their 5-star rating criteria, is there's a reason. Like, it's all about consistency. Mm-hmm. And as you alluded to earlier, Adama, they're possibly being consistently inconsistent, which was actually pretty brilliant. Which, hey, whatever gets you 4 stars, right?
Yeah.
Some people love the not knowing whether they're going to have a meltdown on the internal side, external side, who knows? But yeah, Southwest right there at 4 stars. Yep. Somehow beating out United, American, and Delta.
Yep.
But hey, what do I know?
And we could go ahead and transition to the Delta update that recently happened.
Talk about
it. Yeah.
It's frustrating.
Me personally, I have opinion on it, but you are more of a frequent flyer than Paige and I on Delta.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's hilarious because they're losing people left and right, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, who do they think they are?
Right? The audacity, the nerve.
I mean, honestly, no. Like, I'm being completely serious when I say that. Who do you think you are? Like,
right?
You want customers or not?
Yeah.
I think that they are a credit card company.
They are looking at a demographic that is not at this table right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't have $75,000 to spend to become a diamond status member.
And isn't even that, even after you spend that, that's not even unlimited visits yet. That's only like a handful of visits to the lounge after you spend the
They're making it impossible.
10 visits. And now think about that. So somebody like me who will fly to Italy or wherever, I'm in Omaha, Nebraska. So I'm either having to fly to Atlanta, Minneapolis, Detroit to get over to Europe.
For Delta, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so,
And that's getting anywhere too from Omaha's mostly layovers.
yeah. Now,
if you're trying to fly international, for sure.
think
Yeah.
about anybody who is a Delta loyalist and they're flying not, let's say they're starting from LA, they go to Atlanta, and then they get to Charlotte. All right. So they go to the Delta Sky Lounge at LAX because they have one, not Omaha. So that's why I use
yeah.
LAX. Then they go to Atlanta. So now they've already used 2 of their 10 visits for the year on one leg. And then if you go back the same way, you're now 4 of your 4 of your visits have been used.
It's almost half in one trip.
So you could literally be done in 3 trips, and if you travel once a month,
Got to use them wisely.
you're done by March.
Yep.
Got to use them wisely.
No, I mean, it kind of makes sense for the simple fact that the Delta Sky Lounges are absolutely full. And
Well, yes, there's reasoning behind this.
Right.
Yes.
Yep.
everybody has an Amex Platinum because everybody, I think one of the things they need to do, and I know that some of my military members are going to be upset about it, but
Say it.
I do believe that they should have to pay the annual fee. So that's the one thing with the military members is they do the annual fee, which is $695, is waived.
Just no, cheap way, by the way.
Right.
So you're saying they should be paying it?
I think so. I mean, yes, military members, we enjoy the benefits.
As you should.
But to get such a card that's devoted to it's not a higher class. It's devoted to people who spend more money, right?
Yeah.
To get the benefits that come with that, with the Amex Platinum, there's other cards that can do some of the better benefits. So I think that's one way to combat the whole everybody showing up in the Sky Lounge, because you have that, all the family members that are there. It just
nowadays you can bring 2 people with you that aren't even affiliated.
Right.
I mean, it's all about that.
Yeah. So, yeah, I know some of the military members would be like, "Shut up, Adama. We like it."
Adama, shut up, dude.
But I never took advantage of the military members come first on the aircraft. I don't. Just say thank you for your service. That's it. That's all I needed.
Thanks.
I don't need it.
Just thanks.
BT dubs, man. Thanks.
But I think that's one of the reasons why there's a problem in the lounges is that, and the fact that $695, if you're not a military member and you are actually paying it, it's really easy to take advantage of some of the benefits that do come with it.
Oh, 100%.
Oh yeah.
And so people are swayed, $695, I could do that because I do fly. Now it's the people who do fly who are, work related, and they're always flying and they're always devoted to Delta.
Yes. Listen, you're spending $695 on an annual fee. You are probably someone that's able to spend $75,000 a year.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Let's just say it right there.
Okay.
I'm not in the demo, hey, I'd love to be able to, but there's other things I can spend $700 on. But again, like I
Right.
said, if you're paying the annual fee, chances are you are someone who can make that criteria cut.
Right.
By paying $75,000
Yeah.
a month.
Absolutely. But you're still going to be limited to 10 visits a year.
Oh, yeah. But again,
That's
they're doing what they can.
crazy. Yeah.
So.
Crazy.
We'll see how it all works.
Yeah.
We all, as
See how it
Delta
pans out.
loyalists, have been expecting it, and we've been expecting.
Just didn't know how it was going to look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got a hint at this one, but we didn't think it was as dramatic as it was going to be, and
Yep.
it's affecting everybody. And Delta is like, get out of our lounges. So
Yeah. I mean, and people will be. That's for sure.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So you got to go be a peon and go get your priority pass or pay for membership. So that's another thing. You can pay to go in, be in the lounge.
Although that's being cut back drastically as well. Just
Right.
being able to pay.
Right, and that's expensive too per visit.
Yeah. So I think they're also combating the credit card companies and all the benefits that they've been giving out to everybody. A lot of the credit cards that are out there, you can get TSA PreCheck and Clear and Global Entry. Global Entry, thank God I have that. That was easy to get in America for me. for my traveling overseas. But one way to combat COVID, post travel COVID, revenge travel is what they're calling it.
Nice.
Is to go ahead and to take back some of the opportunities that people had. So hopefully it'll be good for them, but I know that I'm questioning even keeping my credit cards. So
exactly. And there's many people out there like you.
Take my credit somewhere else. So, but be financially smart about it. That's all I gotta say. Move your credit somewhere else. Don't stop your credit cards.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm not going to give any financial advice there. So don't listen to me. Don't listen to me.
Financial pod.
Let's talk spreadsheets, man. Let's do it.
Okay, we'll be right back.
All right, guys, welcome back to the exit row. Next topic, Spot LAX happened. Unfortunately, we were not there, but we saw a lot of posts and stories from those friends of us that were there. Super jealous. Looked like an amazing time. Including one of our very longtime supporters, Jet Set Shirts, who kindly gave me a shout out when he was at the party at the top of the H Hotel with Airline Videos Live, aka AVL. And from there, I introduced my first super chat on their live stream.
Super chat.
And Kevin posted up there, and I said, I'm Paige from Omaha, since that's how Eric from Jet Set Shirts introduced me. Thanks, Eric, for the shout out. Love coming to LAX to photograph, and I co-host a podcast at the Exit Row Pod, giving us a little shout out there.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Nice.
We love it there. Can't wait to meet you, Kevin and Rudy. We will be back soon. So
especially Rudy.
Oh, okay. We're
shout out to Dorkfest. All right. So yeah, thank you, Jet Set Shirts.
Yeah,
all right.
Thanks a bunch. Yeah, that was really awesome.
Yeah, thanks for the shout out, Jet Jets. Appreciate it. Oh, it was just Paige, right? No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, I gave us some credit, so.
All right, next let's talk about Air Canada. They just had a livery that was
new livery update to their Canada Jetz.
They went all Air New Zealand and went all blacks.
Went all blacks. What do you think?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I love all black liveries.
Oh, absolutely.
They're beautiful. Yeah.
If it wasn't, it looks. I mean, obviously in favor of it because of any Air New Zealand all blacks. Love it. Just wish it wasn't on the A320. That's my only ask. Yeah. They've got so many new aircraft they introduced with like the A220s, and they got new Dreamliners coming out and Maxes. It would look great on one of those. But hey, I'm glad they did it in general. Can't complain.
Exactly.
But if I do, I'm going to complain about it on the A320.
Now, do you know the fleet for Air Canada jets?
Do I know the fleet?
Yeah, I don't.
I think it's only A320s.
So maybe that's why.
Oh, right. Definitely.
Yeah.
So maybe Air Canada needs to adapt.
I'd prefer to see it on an A220.
Oh, absolutely.
Is there any American airline that you would love to see do an all black?
Any one of them.
Yeah.
Spirit. I'd like to see Spirit do it. And then have no, I'm being completely serious. So hear me out. Everyone just laughs when you say the word Spirit. Isn't that kind of funny how it just happened just now? I literally just said Spirit Airlines. People go, ha! But anyway, check it out. Like all black plane with the yellow font.
I was just going to say that. Yeah,
but
Spirit black with yellow.
Yeah, Justin said it, not you.
Sorry, got it first.
I'll let you have it this time, I guess. Because I'm so nice.
But that's just one of them that comes to mind, yeah.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
I think any airline would look good in all black livery.
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, I'd prefer, but it's nice to keep it special with Air New Zealand. I mean, they were the first, they were the OGs. Because the little story behind that one, if you don't know, it's after their soccer team down there. Not the soccer team, the rugby team. Sorry, the rugby team is known as the rugby team is known as the All Blacks.
Yep. Mm-hmm. All right. Let's now talk about a poll that we posted earlier. Paige, you posted about
Paige's polls.
Paige's polls. That should be a segment.
Paige's
it is right
polls. Now. That's the new segment.
So let's lead into it first. There is a leisure airline out of Holland called Corendon. I hope I know I said it
The
wrong.
big C.
All right. Cordonan Dutch Airlines. And they recently announced that they're introducing a new adult-only cabin on their
Yeah.
long-haul flights
It sounds
between
naughty, by the way.
Amsterdam and Carousel.
Right.
And Paige, you decided that you were going to put a poll out there. And
I did. Yep.
In regards to this. So first off, the adults-only cabin, it's only part of the airplane. It's not the whole airplane.
Yes, not the whole airplane. Yes. Yep.
So what's your
Yep,
poll?
Yes, it has an adult-only cabin. I said, what are your thoughts on this? Great idea versus not a fan. Great idea came in for the win at 89%. Not a fan at 11%. The votes were 16-2. So most people in favor of that one.
Now, do most of those people, I would like to know, do they know that the kids are still on the flight? They're just in the back. Just saying.
That's what I wonder, honestly.
A lot of people tend to read just the headlines. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a little clickbaity, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was a post on either Threads or X / Twitter. I don't remember which one
It
exactly.
was a tweet
but
on X.
It was the
Yeah.
next tweet.
Yeah, and so it was really only it was by Airways Magazine. They posted leisure carrier Canada Airlines has announced that it will be introducing a new adult-only cabin on long-haul flights between Amsterdam Schiphol and Willemstad Curacao. Not sure if I said that right.
Just
starting
keep it
in
moving.
November.
Keep it moving.
And so yeah, it doesn't say specifically, you know, if it's the whole plane or not, but people assume.
Adult only makes it sound like it's like a flying nightclub, to be quite honest.
Like Hooters.
Right, yeah. It is
Hooters
kind of
used to have
along,
an airline.
Exactly. It is kind of along the lines of clickbait.
Adult only.
Yeah.
Like,
Adult
gotta be
only cabin.
21 and over flight.
There you
Right.
go.
Yeah. And you know, I'm sure there's more to the story, more specifics once you click on the article and get into it. So
Oh, yeah, the kids are all in the back of the plane.
Yes,
is basically how they're
exactly.
gonna, and it's just on one of their routes, at least from what I read.
Yep.
But so what I'm imagining is just like worst case scenario. So you've got, say, 30 kids on a flight. So when you go to the back of the plane to say use the lavatory, you just walk by 30 kids just back to back to back to back. Can you imagine how awful the back of that plane would be?
Oh.
That'd
be
You know,
rough.
during COVID, I went from Atlanta to, it was Amsterdam. And I remember kids in the back. I was in economy.
Oh,
so
rough life.
rough. Oh, no.
It was a United aircraft.
United
And
even.
it was terrible because children were kicking my seat, moving all up and down this. It was just
You had like the very cliche, like typical kid experience.
Yes.
Like more often than not, it'll be all right. But there's always that one person that like the kid cries for somehow you're on an 8-hour flight and the kid cried the entire time, kind of thing.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
and then
How's
one of the
that even
kids tried to
possible?
sit on my lap, and I'm like, "What?
What?
Get off of me!" Like it. And I was like, "Parent, keep your children in check. Keep
Right.
your child in check." And yeah, that was because there were so many. It was like 5 families that traveled together.
Oh, wow.
And I
And
was
you.
like, "Are you? Why am I here?" So, can this aircraft crash? No, I'm kidding.
Wow.
Wow. It was that extreme.
All right. So the majority of everybody's in favor of it.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
I don't see anything wrong with it. And I think I recently saw a video from, I think it's Simply Flying. They did a video flying ANA. Or no, Zip Air. They took Zip Air. And
Zippy.
Zip Air actually puts it on their the air. What am I trying to say? The seat selection. So
Oh.
you see where it's at.
The seat
Oh, so you can see where kids are at.
You can see where kids are at.
That's
See, I'm
nice.
cool with that. I'd be in favor if that kind of went, mandatory with all airlines. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Right.
Speaking
If I'm
of,
checking it, highlighted it red. Beware, you got a 6-year-old right here.
it'd be nice. It'd be
Right.
nice.
That'd be sweet.
So,
Or
all
same
right.
with us. If it could be aware, like, hey, be aware, you got an Av Geek sitting next to you. They're gonna want the window.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
An Av Geek seat map.
They might geek out a little
People
bit
are checking
about
in.
all
They're
the
like, oh
aviation
gosh, I got a
happenings.
nerd next to me. They're gonna want the window. They're gonna be
Right.
taking pictures.
oh, I got the pilot
Exactly.
here. He's going to tell me everything about what's happening.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I actually had someone when I was taking a video, and this was like many flights down. This is one of my very many flights, and they were like, "Oh, is this
Nice
your
flex
first
there.
time flying?" I'm like, "No, I'm just an av geek."
Good stuff.
All right.
Good stuff.
So since our last podcast, there was a historical moment in American aviation history and the world, really. 9/11 occurred.
History in general.
Right. And it wouldn't be us without talking about it for a little bit, especially being here in Nebraska.
Yep.
One of the things we know, especially like for me, I flew on the NAOC. I obviously wasn't in the military at that time, but there's audio. I sent you guys the audio of the aircraft trying to take off out of Andrews, and they needed a flight plan, and they're like, no, we got to go. It is our job to get up in the air. And it's very interesting how 9/11 helped military aviation, but also it changed aviation for everybody.
Yes.
And
Yep.
When it comes to Nebraska, we have history because George Bush came over here. This was his first stop. And I know I've seen the picture of George Bush with the NAOCs that were here at Omaha, or here at Offutt. And he went into the same building that I used to work at there at Stratcom. And we can see the history at the Aviation Museum there in Ashland, because the desk that he talked to America from is there in Ashland.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. At the
Yeah.
SAC Museum?
At the SAC
Yeah.
Museum. So,
Got to make a trip there.
yeah. So 9/11 does have some history here in Nebraska. And, with the NAOC again and President Bush coming all the way to Offutt. So that's that in a nutshell. Justin,
Yo.
you're going to be doing a special flight. You're doing a little flying.
Yeah, sure. Changing subjects, just want everyone to know. So moving on to non-serious times. But anyway, I do want to mention one thing about 9/11. I think it's fascinating, like just, commercially speaking, all the airports, and because basically flights were directed to go to the nearest airport.
Right.
Everything, there's a complete halt to air traffic that day. And it's really actually fascinating to go back. And if you're not aware, I would highly recommend looking up pictures of your local airport wherever you're at. Because even here in Omaha, tarmacs were filled with planes that are not normally here, because every plane stopped what basically came down as quickly as they could from cruising altitude to their nearest airport.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a pretty fascinating day. I was a little too young to remember every single detail, but I do remember where I was. But at the same time, as I've gotten older and kind of appreciated things from a different perspective, it was just very interesting how, literally every aircraft just came out of the sky as quickly as possible to get down on the ground.
Yeah.
And there are
Crazy.
airports that got aircraft that don't normally see them. It was quite a wild morning. A lot of people stranded places for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But even here in Omaha,
Yep.
not including George Bush and the historical moment here, but just Eppley in general was flooded just because of all the aircraft in the airspace at the time. But anyway, so this weekend, which is, let's see, where are we looking at? Anyway, this coming weekend, I'm going to be going out to Denver. I'm going to be knocking out 2 birds with 1 stone. So new airline, new airport, flying the Denver Air Connection. Cute little planes. Possible cute plane face happening this weekend.
Cute plane face alert.
Watch. We're going to watch. We're going to cute plane face watch. Cute plane face watch. I'm going to be flying Denver Air Connection from Denver to Kearney, Nebraska. Super exciting. Trust me, it's going to be a lot better than it sounds. But anyway, so yeah, new airline and new airport for me. So yeah, I'll follow me on social media and we'll be more to come. So I'm getting out to Denver via DFW on Friday night and then flying to Kearney Saturday afternoon.
Taking the air stairs in Denver, though, right?
That's the plan. That's what I've been told happens with Denver Air Connection. So obviously, I'm sure knowing my luck, that probably won't happen. But that's the plan right now is air stairs via Denver, which is rare.
I think it's
which
a
is
good
rare.
chance, though. Yeah.
All right. So if you have the air stairs, you're taking a picture of the plane?
I'm sorry, what was that one more time?
If the air stairs are there, you're going to take a picture of the plane?
I'll boop.
Okay.
100%.
Yeah, boop. It deserves the boob.
Yeah, so again, cute plane face watch through Saturday afternoon.
So when does the warning come into play?
That would be probably Saturday morning, late morning when the aircraft is official.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah,
that makes sense.
So yeah, keep keep your eyes peeled on social media and just make sure when that watch does move to a warning. Boop. And if I don't make you aware, Paige will make you aware.
Absolutely, I will. Yes.
But yeah, so I'll follow up on that. I've heard great things about the Denver Air Connection. They're just very simple regional airline. If you're not aware of their route map, it's actually really interesting the places they fly. So I'd highly recommend looking that up. But anyway, and they got really great paint livery schemes on there. They got like the lime green, the blue, and the white.
Yep.
Pretty cool stuff. So
Pretty nice.
Yeah. Anyway, so we'll follow up on that.
On that note, what is your
speaking
Instagram?
of social media, I guess I should give that out if you want to.
Yeah.
If you want to find it, I highly recommend it. At Spotting Omaha is where you can find me. Paige, where can we find you?
You can find me at Oma Spotting Page at Instagram, and then my little travel buddy, Adventures with Aileron.
Buddies.
Yes, because Aileron now has a baguette, a little sibling. So
Nice.
And you can follow me at Photography by Adama D.
Follow me at Photography.
Make sure you follow the Exit Row at the Exit Row Pod on Instagram. Please like and subscribe, share, and let everybody know how great our podcast is.
Shout out to everyone listening,
yeah.
Especially if you're still listening at this point now in the podcast. Shout out to
our
you.
long-term
Shout out to
listeners.
you. If you're still with us at this point in the podcast, shout out to you.
Thank
Love
you. We do
Exactly.
appreciate you.
Yes.
And on that note, this is the Exit Row. We are out. We will see you back in 2 weeks. From all three of us.
Given Paige doesn't get fired and or sick.
Yeah, don't get sick again.
Let's not hope for that. I'd rather
Oh,
not
no,
do
absolutely
that
not.
again.
I'm just saying, hey, world's a crazy
For the
place.
sake of
However,
quite a few things, yes.
it makes it easier for you and I if she is fired. So
I know.
Y'all
I
are
think
so
the podcast
funny.
would definitely flow a little. No, just kidding.
So funny. Oh my gosh.
all right, from us three in Omaha. Good night.
See you.
Bye.